I can only be a move on like you all, and I know you like to go slow, but we can go faster. Tell me the password. Sing. Fly, sing, you know what that means. I know what you think me.
The internet didn't just blink, it froze. Somewhere between a casual scroll and a double take, fans realized they might have just stumbled onto something they were never meant to see. Not a teaser, not a hint, but what looked like the blueprint for one of the most anticipated performances of 2026. And just as the buzz reached its peak, Selena Gomez entered the conversation in a way no one expected, without naming names, without confirming anything, yet somehow saying everything. What started as a possible leak quickly became something bigger. A moment, a collision of music, history, and unresolved narratives that refuse to stay buried. Because if this really is Justin Bieber's Coachella set list floating around online, then the story isn't just about the songs he might perform. It's about timing. It's about who's watching. And it's about why, just as speculation hit a fever pitch, Selena Gomez chose that exact moment to post. And people noticed. The alleged leak itself came from an unlikely source, a former Love Island USA personality, Nic Vansteenberghe. Known more for reality TV drama than music industry exclusives, he didn't exactly fit the profile of someone sitting on high-level insider information, which is precisely why no one took it seriously at first. His Threads post seemed harmless, a snapshot, a list, easy to scroll past. But the internet rarely misses twice. Within minutes, screenshots were dissected like evidence in a courtroom. Fans zoomed in, enhanced the image, compared song titles, and began mapping the supposed set list against Bieber's recent performances at intimate Los Angeles venues like the Roxy and The Troubadour. That's when things got strange. The list didn't just mirror those shows. It expanded on them. It included tracks from Swag and Swag 2, as expected, but also reintroduced older hits that Bieber had seemingly left behind. Songs that defined eras. Songs tied to moments that still linger in the collective memory of fans. Songs tied to Selena Gomez. And just as that realization began to spread, Selena posted. No caption explaining context. No direct reference to Bieber. Just a carefully chosen image and a line that, depending on who you ask, either meant nothing or everything. Within hours, her post was being reposted alongside the alleged set list leak, with fans drawing connections that may or may not exist, but feel impossible to ignore. Some interpreted her message as subtle acknowledgement. Others saw it as coincidence. A few believed it was something more deliberate. A quiet reminder that even when she says nothing, her presence still shapes the narrative. To understand why this moment feels so charged, you have to look beyond the leak itself. Justin Bieber's return to the Coachella stage isn't just another headline slot. It's a statement. After stepping back from the relentless pace of global touring, he reemerged in 2025 with Swag, an album that felt introspective and controlled, followed unexpectedly by Swag 2, which deepened that narrative. Together, they painted a picture of an artist reclaiming authorship over his story. The intimate pre-Coachella shows reinforced that idea. No spectacle. No distractions, just music stripped down to its core. Fans who attended described it as witnessing Bieber in his most unfiltered form, present, intentional, and deeply connected to the material. So naturally, expectations for Coachella 2026 skyrocketed. But expectations come with assumptions. And the biggest assumption was that Bieber would scale up those same stripped-back performances for the desert stage. If the circulating set list is even partially accurate, then Bieber isn't just revisiting his recent work. He's revisiting his entire journey, blending eras, bridging past and present, revisiting songs that carry emotional weight not just for him, but for millions who grew up alongside his music. And that's where Selena's post begins to feel less like coincidence. Every older track comes with history. Every lyric echoes differently depending on who's listening. And whether intentionally or not, Selena Gomez has always been part of that history in the public imagination. Her post didn't confirm anything, but it didn't need to. It simply existed at the exact moment when fans were already looking backward as much as forward. And in today's digital culture, timing is a language of its own. Of course, there are other explanations. Some fans believe the leak is real, a genuine slip from someone loosely connected to production. Others argue it's a strategic move, a controlled release designed to build hype without official confirmation, a modern marketing tactic disguised as an accident. Then there's a possibility that the list is incomplete, a decoy, a fragment of something much larger. Because if Bieber has proven anything over the years, it's that he understands the power of surprise. And Coachella, more than any other stage, thrives on moments no one can predict. Guest appearances, unreleased tracks, reinvented versions of familiar songs. The kind of moments that don't just entertain, they redefine. So even if the leak is real, it might only be part of the story. Meanwhile, Selena's post continues to circulate, accumulating interpretations like layers of meaning that were never explicitly placed there. Some see it as closure, others as commentary, a few as coincidence amplified by fan imagination. But whether intentional or not, it has become part of the narrative. And that narrative is bigger than a set list. It's about how stories evolve in the public eye, how two artists, once deeply connected, can continue to intersect in ways that feel both accidental and inevitable. How a single post, devoid of context, can reignite conversations that never fully ended. As Coachella approaches, the speculation shows no signs of slowing down. Fans are building playlists based on the rumored songs, debating which versions Bieber might perform, wondering whether the emotional tone will lean toward reflection or celebration. And in the background, Selena's post lingers, unexplained, unaddressed, but impossible to ignore. Maybe the set list is real. Maybe it's not. Maybe Selena meant something. Maybe she didn't. But in a way, those answers almost don't matter anymore, because the moment has already been created. When Bieber steps onto that stage, the crowd won't just be hearing music. They'll be hearing memories, expectations, the weight of everything that led up to this point, including a leak that may or may not be true, and a post that may or may not mean anything. And for a few hours in the desert, all of it will collide. The speculation, the history, the unanswered questions, not as rumors, but as atmosphere. And maybe that's the real story here. Not whether the set list was leaked, not whether Selena Gomez said it all, but how. Before a single note has even been played, the performance already feels like it matters more than it should. Like something is about to happen. Something bigger than just music. Something no screenshot could ever fully capture.